Yeah, we're living in special times. The Oxford Dictionary declared that the word of the year for 2016 is post-truth, as if previously we lived in some age of truth and suddenly we went into an age where everything's a lie. That people feel that there's no respect for the truth, especially during election time. We saw it recently that you can say anything that you want and it's fine. Also, here in Israel, politics, elites, the media, the connection between all of them, the political interests, it's something which is becoming very blunt, revealed, and people are really embittered by this situation. And also, each one of us perceives the truth in a very subjective, partial way. In short, we're pretty confused about all of this, and we'd like you to help us navigate through these times and understand what are we going through as a society, what is this lie which is becoming revealed. But does it seem that the world's giving up? No, not yet. It seems that everyone's still engaged in fighting for how they perceive the truth. The world doesn't understand yet that it has always been in a lie. It's not that the lie is now emerging from the truth, but we're discovering the truth, which is that we're living in a lie. I don't think that we have such a broad perspective about how things were and what we have now, but what's clear is that the media isn't telling the truth. There are very tight connections between the elites, the money, and government, and people don't like it. So we'll talk specifically about what's going on today. Okay, but I'll just say that from the perspective of the wisdom of Kabbalah, we're all in a lie because everyone is in their own egoistic desire and can only see the world in terms of what's for my own benefit. And I always examine the world with a crooked eye, and I'll always judge the world this way. And I do not have the ability of seeing the truth whatsoever because I can't get out of my own box. I can't. I'm inside my own vessel, which is entirely egoistic. And I can't see you, him, any action. I can't perceive or grasp anything the way it is, objectively. Right. And in general, objective, I don't know what that is. I have to come out of my body, out of my mind, my intellect, my emotions, my DNA, all of my maybe incarnations, the thousands of years that I went through, and then maybe I'll somehow, I don't understand what objective is. And therefore we have to agree that we're always in a lie. The only question is, can we somehow discover the objectiveness? Not the truth, but to be more objective so that we won't be that dependent on our ego, on the lie that each one of us is in. Because a priori, to begin with, I see everything for my own benefit, and I can't judge anyone to a scale of merit or see things from a neutral perspective, but always in terms of what's good for me. And I'm locked inside that, I'm engaged in it all the time, and I can't be free of it. I can't be independent. I can be a simple person, a scientist, a world-famous psychologist, a big judge, and the cleanest lawyer, everyone, including everyone, to begin with and all the time, are about how to see the truth and always see the lie, nonetheless, because it passes through a person's ego, and a person always considers, sees, judges everything inside himself and decides. So therefore, let's put it aside, because we can't do anything about that. If we want to change human nature, for a person to rise above his lie, above his ego, then we need the wisdom of Kabbalah, and that's something else. But let's talk on the level of this world, for ordinary people in our times. The wisdom of Kabbalah says that for thousands and thousands of years we have developed in our ego and we lived in it, and we got used to seeing the world this way, and we think that this is what's right, this is the truth, this is how the world is, and therefore this is how we have to live our life. And suddenly, in our times, we discover that no, we're living a lie. All of us, each and every one of us, towards ourselves, our children, our household, citizens towards their country, people towards each other. Everyone is living a lie. Everyone wants to put themselves in a position where they're right and they're good and so on. And really, this is what we're acting out all the time. We're playing around with it, and this is what we're used to. So, this fixed game is becoming revealed in our times, and the lie is becoming revealed, the lie that each one of us is living. And this is what we call in the wisdom of Kabbalah the recognition of evil, the recognition of our nature. And when we reach the recognition of the evil of our egoistic nature, it's unpleasant. It's not good. It's like in a family life. Suddenly you discover that both of the spouses are lying to each other, that he has a double life, she has a double life, and suddenly it becomes revealed in this Hollywood scene that they meet. And really, what happens then? Then you have a big drama. And many things are about to change. We have to discuss them. We have to judge them, examine them. And the situation is a special one. I personally am very happy about it because it shows us that humanity is going through very special times where the truth about our development, we went through thousands of years of development till we reached this, and therefore these are beautiful times. And the Kabbalists, they were really waiting for these times. And we think that as a result of this recognition of evil, both a person in particular towards himself and also the entire world in general, this will lead us to a complete change in our behavior from one end to the other. Because all the elites, media, power, like you call it, and the behavior between people and in families and societies and parties, and of course all the governments and between governments, what's going on, we will see results from the revelation of evil. This is how I'd call it. First of all, the revelation of evil, that we're all living a lie. For us to stop using a false dictionary, to stop covering ourselves with something sweet, where on the inside, we're really, I don't want to use the real words about who we are on the inside, and this lie and ego and thinking only about ourselves, where each looks at the others in a way of how to exploit others for my own benefit and so on. Therefore, the revelation of the lie in our times is something very special. It's becoming revealed for the first time in human history. There was never such a thing in history before, and from this point on, the history of humanity will be different. Whether we want it or not, it's going to happen. Only from now on, we can help ourselves acknowledge the situation we're in and to understand what's going on and where are we headed. Because from this point on, we can go in a few directions. We can take the path of the correct development, even though that we have to work on it. We have to digest the whole matter of what's going on, what's ahead of us, how do we rise above our ego, how do we follow the truth if we come out of the lies, or we'll flow and go however it is convenient for us in whatever direction it takes us. So that's the bad way, because one way or another we will advance in the right direction, but it will be a lengthy and a very unpleasant path full of pain, suffering, blows, up to the point of world wars. And therefore here comes the wisdom of Kabbalah. It's becoming revealed, and it explains to us that from this moment and on, the wisdom of Kabbalah is becoming revealed in these times for this purpose, that now we can open up for humanity. What is that system that we live in? How does this system control us? Why did we have to live a lie for thousands of years? And why and how is the truth becoming disclosed now? And how can we use its revelation correctly? And what do we get as a result? These are excellent times. I've been waiting for them at least for the past 40 years.